Brothers, this video is going to show you exactly how any guy can get to 10% body fat with 4 simple steps that I've used to go from looking like this to looking like this in a matter of 8 months and to looking like this 2 years later. But before I dive into it, I just wanted to introduce myself real quick. My name is Priyank, I'm 26 years old and I'm a complete fitness passionate. But 5 years ago, I used to be fat. In fact, the photo you're seeing right now on the screen was taken when I was already lifting weights. I was a complete fitness passionate, but my main problem was that I was eating way too much. Even though I was eating clean foods, I was eating way too much of them. So what was supposed to be a lean bulk became a dirty bulk. And I got pretty fat to the point where even my friends were making fun of me. So at that time, I told myself that it was the time to glow up. So I started researching on how I could get lean, and I came across Christian Guzman. I was a complete fan of what he was doing, and I joined his challenge called Summer Shredding, which was a 90-day transformation challenge. And this was what had started my first ever cut. At the time, I had zero experience in the process of losing weight, but I had 2 things: willpower and passion. And these were my results after 8 months. But that wasn't the end. After that first cut, I decided that I wanted to put on a bit of mass, so I went on a lean bulk phase. And then 2 years later, I did my second cut and I ended up looking like this. And trust me guys, I literally have the worst genetics when it comes to building muscle, and if I got to 10% body fat, any guy can do it. So that is why I came up with 4 simple steps that any guy can use if you're in your 20s to hit 10% body fat. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Step 1, the aesthetic mindset. So if you're not at a body fat that you like right now, then there's one thing you gotta understand. Hitting 10% body fat for the first time of your life is going to require you a lot of mental efforts, and to be honest, it is not easy for the first time. Brothers, this might be hard to hear, but you're going to get super hungry in the process. It's not going to be fun. The weights you're going to lift in the gym will not be the same weights that you used to be lifting when you were bulking. In fact, you're probably going to get a bit weaker in the process. In your journey to 10% body fat, you're also going to have a super weird relationship with food. Like on my side, at some point, I used to dream about food. Like literally, I used to dream of sandwiches, of pizzas, and burgers. And you gotta get prepared for this. So what I call the aesthetic mindset is the concept of enjoying the process, not the outcome. Bro, let's be honest for a second. If getting to 10% body fat was easy, then why is the average American male above 20% body fat? Everybody's willing to have the outcome of having 10% body fat, but not everybody's okay with the entire process of it. And if you don't have a deep meaning of why you're doing this, then there's a high chance you might fail in the process. So to avoid failure on your journey to get to 10% body fat, you've got to give yourself a true reason why you're doing this and a reason to enjoy the process. And to do that, here's what you should do. Write down 100 reasons why it is important to you to get an aesthetic physique. This exercise itself took me weeks to complete, but it also gave me a true purpose on why I was putting myself on that journey to get to 10% body fat. And whenever I had the urge to cheat on my macros, to wanting to skip the gym, I was just taking my notes and having a look at my list, my 100 aesthetic mindset list. This reminded me of the reason why I got started in the first place. If you truly give yourself 100 reasons why you want to get to 10% body fat, then your journey will have a deep meaning behind it. And with that, you're way more likely to achieve your goals. Step 2, the technicals to get to 10% body fat. So this next step is so simple, but I see so many guys skipping this at the gym, and it is counting your macros. A lot of guys in their fitness journey think that they can get away with just going to the gym and doing cardio when it comes to losing weight and getting to 10% body fat. But if you don't have a clear understanding of how many calories you're ingesting versus how many calories you're getting out of your body, then there's a high chance you might be eating way too much and that you will probably never hit 10% body fat. Getting that movie star look is not achievable if you don't clearly know what you're doing. I mean, yeah, if you just do some cardio and eat clean, you might probably get to 15 to 12% body fat, but getting that chisel look really requires you to take things seriously and really count your macros. So not only should you count your macros, you should also be inducing a calorie deficit. So basically, this just means that you should be eating less calories than your body requires to maintain its weight. Here's a quick example. Let's say your body requires 3,000 calories to maintain its weight. If you wanted to induce a calorie deficit, you would then have to eat 10 to 20% less calories than that. So that would be about 2,500 calories. When I was on my way to getting to 10% body fat, I could basically eat anything I wanted as long as I was hitting my macro targets. I could even eat pizzas and burgers as long as I was fitting my macros. I would have it. And the easiest thing to do when it comes to counting your macros, that's what everybody else does nowadays, is that you should get yourself an app like MyFitnessPal. This is what everybody uses in the fitness industry, which will allow you to just track your food and have a clear idea of how many grams of like protein, carbs, and fats you're having every day. All right, so now that we have your food on track, we got to talk about the biggest scam in the fitness industry, which is cardio. Listen up, bro. I just want to tell you one thing. Cardio is not mandatory when it comes to losing weight. A lot of people will tell you that you absolutely need to do cardio when it comes to losing weight and to getting lean, and it is totally false. In fact, when I was looking like that, I was not doing cardio at all. And the reason behind this is that getting to 10% body fat is extremely exhausting. So what you want to do with the bit of energy that you have is that you want to keep it to put in your strength workout and your gym workouts. And the reason behind this is that getting to 10% body fat is extremely exhausting. So what you want to do with the bit of energy that you have is that you want to keep it to maximize your workouts at the gym. When you're on your way to getting to 10% body fat, your main goal is to maintain as much muscle as possible while losing as much fat as possible. And the best way to maintain your muscle is to make sure you can keep as much strength as possible when it comes to the weights you were lifting. And if you're killing yourself on cardio, then there's a high chance you will lose some strength and you'll end up losing some muscle. So doing cardio, stuff like the Stairmasters or running, will probably make you feel a lot more tired in the gym. So here's the hack I was using to avoid doing cardio while still getting to lose some weight and get to 10% body fat. I was playing out with my NEAT. NEAT is basically your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is all the activities that you do throughout the day on a day-to-day basis, stuff like just sitting up from your chair, going up to your fridge, walking your dog, or just me filming this video. All of this burns calories. Like even breathing burns calories. Even like me picking up this Starbucks cup is burning some calories. So the best way to increase the amount of calories that you burn without putting in some efforts is to increase your NEAT. And the hack I used to avoid doing cardio on my side was that I was doing 15,000 steps a day at the very end of my cut. I started by doing about 8,000 steps a day, and then I slowly ramped that up to 10,000 steps a day, and then I went up to 12,000 steps a day, and then in the very end of my cut, when I was really getting shredded, I was at about 15,000 steps a day. This was taking me about 2.5 hours every day. I know you might tell yourself that, hey, I don't have 2.5 hours a day to walk, but there's actually some ways you can use to make that time productive. On my side, what I do to make that time productive is that since I have a business, I often take some client calls during my walks so that I can basically handle my business, manage my clients while doing these daily walks. And if you don't own a business, another cool thing you can do to make that time productive is that you can just listen to a podcast or listen to an audiobook. That's what I call the concept of WE, walking, educating. Now, the very last step that you should use to get to 10% body fat is compound movements. I found that doing your best to get stronger, or at least maintaining your strength on these big compound movements, stuff like weighted dips, weighted pull-ups, weighted muscle-ups, bench press, is extremely important when it comes to looking good when you hit 10% body fat. A lot of guys in the gym really focus on these small isolation exercises like chest flies or just side lateral, stuff like that, which are important. But when it comes to doing your best to maintain strength and maintain muscle while getting shredded, if you really want to look good when you'll get to that 10% body fat level, then you got to do your best to improve on these compound movements. The biggest challenge when you approach 10% body fat and as you get leaner is that you'll start to accumulate fatigue. And what you want to do with the last bit of energy that you have is that you really want to invest it well so that you can maximize your chances of looking good and maintaining your muscle when you get super lean. And if you waste that energy by investing it in these small isolation exercises, then you'll probably end up losing some strength. So do your best to really max out on these compound movements. Now, if you're a dude in your 20s just like I am and you implement the 4 steps that I just shared with you, then you'll definitely be on the right track to hit 10% body fat. So that is it for me. Hope you guys like this video, and if you like this video, make sure you comment down below what you like the most about this video. Smash the like button if you liked it, and also subscribe to your channel for more. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys very soon. Peace out.